Hey Switchheads, welcome back. Kanan here. Welcome to my review of Fly Together. And before we get started, why not hit that like and subscribe button to keep yourself up to date on all my latest content. And also, if you want to get involved in our community, come for the chat, stay for the streaming, link down below, our community Discord. So let's find out whether Fly Together is going to make it up onto the Wall of Fame, or maybe in the Wall of Shame. Tusk. Or maybe it'll just fly around in the middle a bit. See what I did there? Gameplay. Okay, so at its core, Fly Together is basically a single or multiplayer time management game. And it will see you taking up the challenge of transporting passengers from actual airport to airport, and they're all different colours. And basically you have to match the colours of what you picked up to where they actually need to go. So when you land on a red, it might then say that these passengers want to go to a blue. So then you have to take them to the blue. And all this sounds really simple. Yep, pick them up there, take them to that one, colour correspondence. But once you've actually got multiple airplanes, you get the daunting task of making sure you don't either hit them, and also so that you can free up these different platforms. So if you've got too many going to blue, then obviously you need to make them wait or hover or whatever it takes to, you know, get the other plane away and that plane landing. As you progress through the actual levels, you'll be tasked with more actual aircrafts being added as you play, and also obstacles like cyclones and other planes just whooshing past, as well as dealing with like air currents, so you go slower if you're going towards the actual wind and faster if you're going with the wind. The game also holds like a star system, so you know you need to at least get 1 star to complete the actual level. If not, then you have to play it again until you do so. The more stars you get, the more points you get, and there's also like briefcase and luggage that's left behind at the end of the levels. If you grab them, you get extra like things. And there's also plenty of goals that you need to achieve as you actually go through the game, and as these get completed, your like level goes up, and as that goes up, your actual airport that you're given gets like advanced, and you unlock other things just like battle mode and also other like craft. And these come in different forms, whereas some are more speedy, some are slower, some lift and can hold and carry more actual passengers, and some less. And you can match these all to your playing style. If you prefer to pick up a load of passengers and go slower, then you can do that. If you prefer the fast route and you're very good at just mixing and matching, then you can go that way as well. There are also secrets that you kind of unlock as you go along as well, but I'm not going to go into them. You can discover them yourself. And so this is kind of one of those easy to actually, you know, learn, really difficult to actually master type games. I've got very little, like 3 out of 3 ratings on most of the actual levels I played, and I found it quite difficult to actually do. And that's not a bad thing, that's actually quite a good thing. I'd rather be challenged than not challenged. As I said, the game is actually multiplayer, which adds a whole new element to the whole thing as you actually go along, especially when I played with my wife, and it was actually quite good fun. She picked the game up straight away, literally had no problems with it, and yeah, we were flying together in no time. But as I said, there's also a battle mode, and that's not a bad mode either, and can even challenge some friendships. So be careful who you actually play it with. One of the biggest things I actually enjoy about this game is its gyroscopic. Ugh. So you can actually detach the handsets and or the Joy-Cons and use them separately or together, and you know, use them as an actual controller, moving the actual planes around, and it works really well. And I think this is definitely my go-to type of way of playing it. And although I probably would have appreciated a touchscreen element to it, but I couldn't find one on here, I do prefer the actual gyro instead of actually using the controllers attached to the actual switch. When they're attached to the switch, it kind of like feels a bit fiddly now and again. And when they're not and they're in gyroscope, it does feel a bit fiddly now and again, but it's fun anyway because you've kind of like got them in your hands, so you know, you kind of like forgive little things like that. And I have to say, there is pretty well no doubt in my mind that a lot of people, in fact most people, will probably enjoy this game, and for the price you get quite a bit with it. And adding a battle mode was just sheer genius, where you go head to head and basically you can pick up like power-ups and throw them down onto the actual playing ground, like meteorite type things and like cyclones, and and, you know, just obstacles and obstructions to take down the other player. And I felt it worked really, really well. Everything is timed in single mode and multiplayer mode, so everything just seems like a bit of a rush, but kind of like a rush in a good way, if you know what I mean. Something to like speed you up and try to get you to move a bit faster. That confusion and the feel of like speed is of the essence. Graphically, they've definitely gone for a more brighter, fun factor type of a look, almost pixelated, grid-based type feel to the whole thing, which isn't bad, and yeah, I think it suits it really, really well. I've played kind of games like this on other platforms before, but this definitely nails the whole feel of being in different areas when you're actually playing the different levels and different islands. It's just such a great feeling to actually play in that respect, and kind of helps keep the whole game fresh and, you know, new feeling as you're going along. Audibly, well, I quite like the actual music within this. It's actually quite fresh because each actual place, like if you go to the Egyptian areas, like the sandy desert areas, it's kind of like playing like an Egyptian music where, and I love this as well, there's like a Christmas level as well, and you go there and it's like do 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 do, and it's absolutely brilliant how they've like a little bit like the graphics. Each actual area or stage area, island type thing has got their own individual music, which is pretty darn cool. Everything else I would say is probably standard and yet nothing really special, but to be honest with you, it's that music that really kind of like brought a smile to my face, especially when I hit certain levels. The good. Well, the actual music I do enjoy and did bring a smile to my face. The gameplay isn't easy, well it is to start, but it does ramp up and that's only a good thing. Me and my wife did enjoy the multiplayer, she really got into it and yeah, it's good fun. The bad. I think I really would have appreciated touchscreen when in handheld. I can't figure out why it wasn't put in. Maybe it makes the game a little bit easier, but for a relaxing sit back and just enjoy it, I think I would have appreciated it immensely. And maybe they could add that in a patch and I would really appreciate it. The score. Considering you're kind of doing the same thing over and over again, it's kind of a testimony to the actual developers that they've managed to actually keep my attention thus long. And with a pretty decent multiplayer attached to it as well, I'm going to award Fly Together a 4 out of 5. And a pretty decent one too. I really enjoyed this and I think this is going to be one of those ones that I'm going to pull out when we actually either have guests, when we can have them again, or when we're actually just going to have a family night in. And as for my alternative, I'm going to suggest Bob Help Them. It's a fun little time management game that I reviewed on the channel not so long ago and I really did enjoy this one as well. And I think when you're actually done with Fly Together, I think you should pick this one up because I think you'll enjoy it as well. It's not the same type of thing, but it is time management because I couldn't find anything exactly like this. But as usual, if you know a game closer to Fly Together that I've missed, then let us all know down in the comments. And also feel free to let us know your thoughts on Fly Together down in the comments as well. That is where they belong. And whilst you're down in that area, why not hit that like and subscribe button? You'll be doing the channel a hell of a favour and also be notified with my latest videos, which is always, I hope, a good thing. And if you want to join in with the actual community, then hit that community Discord button down below. You can come and join in with the chat or come and join in with the streaming, and we do quizzes there now also. Will you have what it takes to claim bragging rights at the end of the week? Because life is better when we switch together.